you place executives for a living. So with both the U.S. and Europe struggling right now, I suppose the U.S. looks a little better in some positions. What is the top market for talent today?
You know, it's interesting. If you look at global unemployment at 7% and unemployment creeping up between 8.5 and 9%, there is still a supply-demand issue at the senior levels, and it's purely for operational management. And it's not only that we're looking for the IQ side of the equation, but also the CQ. So they're looking for global executives.
Cultural quotient.
Exactly, that's cultural quotient, who have worked in one or more markets, and it's still in high demand today.
What about the top industry? Because we've done a lot of reporting on how much the need has increased for engineers, for example, not necessarily in the executive level, but in the mid-level. What's the top industry right now where the demand is for executives?
I would say it's in the energy space. And you see industrials overall, the industrial and consumer goods markets over the last couple of years with global expansion, consumer goods into some of the emerging markets, and the energy area, we're seeing a lot of demand.
Do you see executives trying to leave Europe or trying to leave the struggling European nations right now?
We do. I've talked to a number of CEOs the last couple of days, and from an investment standpoint, they're not investing. It's a wait-and-see attitude here, given the macroeconomic environment. And they're looking to put dollars elsewhere, mostly the emerging markets, even Africa. I've heard Africa come up a number of times. And you also see portability of talent really take place in Europe with executives looking to go overseas.
President Obama in his State of the Union outlining more clearly how he sees the Buffett Rule playing out. Anyone making over $1 million a year paying at least 30% in taxes. What do you see that doing to executive talent in the United States? Do you think that will result, if it's implemented, in them leaving the United States for places with lower taxes, Hong Kong, Singapore? I mean, if they come to London, they're going to probably pay more.
Yeah, in London, I'll definitely pay more. The challenge is being an American, no matter where you are across the globe, you end up paying the same U.S. tax rates. We don't have the luxury of some of the other countries. But, most of the individuals looking for the challenge versus the compensation. I know there's a lot of talk and anxiety and bitterness about CEO comp today, but at that level, many of them do it for the challenge, not just the paycheck. So.
You think that they don't look at what their compensation package is going to be?
Well, they definitely look at their compensation package, because if you think of a risk-reward, for CEOs, there's not a lot of demand for ex and former CEOs out there, so they want to be compensated and want to be treated fairly.
You're saying after they leave whatever CEO role it is, they have a tough time getting another position? Am I reading that correctly?
You're reading that correctly, because there's not huge demand if you've been a CEO for 5, 6, 7 years, and the CEO market is somewhat challenging.